Well, hello! Welcome to my channel, or welcome back, loyal viewers. It's been a minute. It's actually been a long, dreary winter of minutes. I won't pretend I've done anything exciting, but let's just say real life has been a lot. And now that spring is springing, pause for gratitude about the warmer temps in Ohio. I feel myself coming back to life. You'd think I'd want to vlog more when we're stuck indoors, I know, but in fact, that was harder for me. I've been working very hard in real life because I have a new hobby. I collect dollars. But now that I feel more energy, I'm ready to start digging into the drama. I'll be digging into my garden. I will be doing so many digs. You could say I'm revitalizing my career as a snarkiologist. And if that pun wasn't enough motivation to return, I think I have a grasp on where I would like to see this channel go. Let me share it with you thusly. I don't just want to talk about the latest YouTube drama because that's not so much fun for me. It seemed more to go to an ugly place with people, and I think I've touched upon this, especially on Twitter where conflict is born. Drama channels, and I use the term loosely, although they come in different shapes and sizes, we are essentially character critics. I like to think it's to my credit that I grapple with that at times, and I want to choose my topics wisely. There are critics, and then there is this group, small but vocal, malicious people who sling mud as if empathy for another human being is ridiculous or passé. These kinds of people unabashedly bash, and I highly doubt they would do that in person towards someone. I've never seen it done, but I think it's a good rule of thumb to not vlog just for views and to not say anything to a camera that you wouldn't say to someone's face. And let me tell you, I don't intentionally wield my honesty like a blunt instrument, but I am in person, shall we say, New Yorkie. I'm direct, but I believe in observing human nature, pointing out behavior that needs redirection, but not speaking with such vitriol and no remorse, certainly not for people who don't deserve it. Even when someone nearly died in a car crash, it happened. And thank goodness Petermon survived. I will be touching upon that, but the outpouring of support for him was truly touching. Those were a scary couple of days when he had his accident. The attacks on him were nauseating. You don't have to like someone to be glad they survived something horrific. I will touch upon that. I'll go into more depth when we get into the meat and potatoes of today's drama salad. But we've all seen people gunning for others when not only are those people reaching, the other person didn't even do anything to them or anything terrible. And I could maybe understand if the person was really awful. We know some of those. But very often it's not the case. And it's also very often hypocrisy because it will turn out that the person doing the attacking has done much worse. They don't care. The question is, do they know what they're doing and just want views, or are they like some troll version of Dunning-Kruger and they don't even know they're trolls? Anyway, I know that's vague, but it's something that had given me pause because drama used to be lighter. I intend to keep this channel lighter. Moving forward, even when I criticize, I'm going to try to do it with humor and fairness. Those other people, I've noted it, but I'm hardened to it. It has nothing to do with me. And I've learned the importance of putting some people on permanent mute. And that's something that can be applied in daily life. You don't have to do that. That's just something I like to do. It's up to you what you engage with and what you focus on. I want to focus on some of the good in the world. Certainly we need positivity in times like these. And so moving forward, I will discuss conflict, especially when I think I can shine a light on the truth or add something to the conversation. And I'll count on you to let me know when I'm getting it right. I truly enjoy and miss your comments. But I also want to talk about other topics, life, coping, story times. I've got a lot of them. One of the reasons I do this is because people have told me I help them. That's a powerful motivator for me. Not the compliment itself, because ego food isn't inherently evil, but when your head gets inflated, you've had too much ego junk food. So I appreciate the compliments in a healthy way. Certainly, I've been fortunate to have 99% wonderful people listening, but the act of helping someone in any way really gives my life purpose. I didn't mean to get that deep, but without further ado, let's dive into some drama salad, and I will give you my very important opinions on some of the goings-ons. First and foremost, let's address the Petermon a little bit more in depth. I want to offer my support to his fans. I saw such an outpouring. If you've been in a drama cave, Peter was in a terrible car accident February 16th, and the first days were horrific. Like, I felt sick. I can't imagine how his husband, family, and his diehard viewers felt. I did not know Peter had a history with seizures, and this was what was responsible for the accident. He had kept it under control for over 20 years. There was no reason, let's be clear, no reason for him to think he wasn't safe behind the wheel. It seems a very nice man passed from this accident. It's so tragic all around. My heart goes out to everyone involved. Peter had not only taken medication and doctor's advice when he was initially confronted with this at age 27, he also kept up on his annual checkups. He was a champ about medical care, and he asked all of the right questions when he was first afflicted. No matter, there were people that same day bad-mouthing him over it. The numpty is strong with people. They implied he drove knowing he was ill when this was easily verifiable on his channel. It's okay to have that thought initially. Everybody did. I did too. I was like, what happened? I immediately went to his channel and got the facts. I often say, when people don't like you, nothing you say will sound right. But it goes beyond that. Apparently, when some people don't like you, they want you guilty of something. And they will go to great lengths to make that happen. They have no obligation to the truth. If they did, they would have done a simple fact check, and the truth would matter. But no, they didn't even wait for this guy to be conscious to kick him when he's down and make him sound like a criminal. Now, this thought gave me comfort, and I hope it will give you comfort too. Fortunately, Peter is not a kid, and he is a highly introspective, intelligent person, clearly. And I'm confident that even after this, he is able to put nonsense in its proper place. He's had enough to deal with, more than most of us will ever have to overcome. I'm glad he is surrounded by support. He's already had so much to share with people about survival. I imagine when he's able, he will begin to write and share and find his way through this dark time and be a beacon for others too. To be clear, Petermon is not a personal friend of mine. We do have mutual friends, but to quote him, a phrase he likes to use, we won't be at the Chinese buffet anytime soon. However, I'm truly grateful that he's alive, and I wish him all the best in his recovery. There's nothing more that needs to be said on that. Trisha Paytas. Oh boy, has she been keeping herself on the front pages by any means possible. She went to a fertility clinic she didn't need to go to just to be a part of that club. They say everything's fine and I can conceive. You don't say. What a shocker. She did go to the Maldives on her honeymoon, and I have to say, even with her 15 weddings, I did watch some of the Maldives stuff. I don't even usually click on her channel, but oh my gosh, it looked like the trip of a lifetime. She may never have the fame she wants, but as I see it, she gets to live like a star, so who cares? That's the best part of it. Before my son started acting, I thought movie stars had the best lives. Wrong. It's producers. Producers are the people you should envy. They have the best lives. They get to live exactly the same way as stars, but with privacy. Fame has very few benefits, and no matter how much people think it's going to make them happy, we all know. We'd want to turn it off 5 minutes after having it. Come on. We know it's not the answer. Money is so much better than fame. And Trisha clearly has that. I did get a kick out of people saying she's going broke. Well, how is this a trending thing? How would anyone even know that? You don't know a person's finances. And you don't need to know. She could have inherited money. Her dad may be richer than people know. She's most likely got a lot, if not all of that trip comped. Is it wrong not to disclose that? Yes. But this is Trisha. If it's true, and again, who cares, it's not even in the top 100 of her list of infractions. Moving on to the reaction to her pregnancy. Lots of people have strong opinions about this. That kid better come out into this world with a seatbelt on his diaper. Buckle up, baby, because before you even the size of a thumb, people were gossiping about you. Seriously, I don't see what all the fuss is. Suddenly everyone's a parenting expert. Don't people know when they hand you your baby for the first time, your life is profoundly and permanently changed? I think people need to give these new parents a chance to be part of that change or to explore it. Are they going to be parents of the year? Of course not. No one is, and it's Trisha. That kid will have toys piled to the ceiling before preschool. But I'm going to go ahead and worry about, parentless, impoverished children going to school hungry before I act like a privileged kid needs rescuing. Now, I admit, when I first heard she was pregnant, I recalled her saying, "My kid would be a star." That's so hard for me to take. Stars are things in the sky, not people. If you want your child to grow up happy and healthy, don't instill the same vapid values you have. No one has been able to talk sense into Trisha about her own pursuit of happiness, but maybe being a mother will be the thing that talks sense into her. That's happened for a lot of people. Sometimes people realize their child will mainly learn by example, and this causes a shift in their thinking and their way of life. I am, of course, speaking from experience as a parent. And Trisha does deserve that chance, and so does the child, who, by the way, will be seeing all of these comments one day. Believe me, no one on this planet will be a bigger expert on Trisha's behavior than her own child or children. They may even have a laugh at it one day, laugh at her eccentricities, and like so many people we know, they'll say, "Yeah, Mom sure is different, haha, but I love her." And hopefully it will say all of that in Moses's volume, not Trisha's. Please, baby Jesus, let that kid be born with an inside voice. Honestly, people were going too far with the hate on her pregnancy. There were claims that people called the fertility clinic, trying to talk them out of letting her conceive. Like she's given birth to the Antichrist. Actively hating someone is like a religion to some people. Who has this kind of time? I don't even bother making phone calls when it's to my benefit. Okay, wrong size t-shirt, I'll just give it away. I'm not calling. Another thing to consider is Trisha is a very insecure person who has often had failed relationships in part because she could never feel loved. And being a mother is the one love you can trust and believe in. A child's love for their mother will never need to be questioned. They will never want a younger, prettier mom. She may finally feel a love that validates her. Now, if you say Trisha's pregnancy is just one more self-indulgent thing she's done, her reasons are purely selfish, you're probably right. I believe that's true, actually. But that doesn't mean it can't lead to a newfound selflessness. We all know people who have had terrible parents but turned out great. In fact, most of the people I know had a less than perfect childhood. If everyone is so concerned about Trisha's unborn baby, maybe stop making comments about how terrible her parenting is before it even begins. I will take part in that too. And that would be something considerate we could all do for that baby, if we truly consider the baby more important than scratching a hate itch. It's a close one, but let's consider the child. By the way, people have mentioned that Trisha's subs have dipped, and that's bound to happen. I think that's natural under the circumstances. Her channel will absolutely take a bit of a hit from this new phase of her life. I lost friends when I became a parent. Probably a lot of people have. Let's face it, we become boring when we settle down. People want to see her dating life. No one cares that you bought a new Disney tchotchke for your kid. It's like, hey, let's take out the family album. Oh, great. But if anyone can reinvent themselves and turn it around, it's Trisha. She'll have videos of driving her kids to auditions in the Rolls Royce. She'll do clothing hauls and put massively clickbait titles like $50,000 shopping spree for the nursery, or I'm a nightmare stage mom, or even coming clean about the father of my baby. She will always find a way to make people watch, and that will work. Until she does a fool thing like getting old. Aging is just poor branding, and I think we can agree, unforgivable. So I wish Trisha the best with her pregnancy, and I hope she can get all of the naked pictures of herself off the walls before her due date. Okay, that was the last one. Next up, Jeffree Star has a yak farm. There's a sentence no one ever could have predicted would be said. And I have tweeted this. Jeffree Star's life sounds like a story victims of a grifter would relay. Except it's all true. You could just see the Netflix special, couldn't you? Like, he said he was a millionaire CEO and he had celebrity friends and he had been a punk rock star, he said. And he said he would take me to his yak farm in Montana that he said he had. And then he had to... After he had to brush the yaks, he had to fly to Paris for Louis Vuitton. He said that. He said he was a makeup mogul. All of this, of course, would be followed with him, the grifter, imaginary grifter, of course, saying they would be like, and he just needed money to get his Pomeranian named Disease or something out of customs because he has funds tied up. No matter what has happened with that guy, Jeffree Star's life is not boring. Next, David Dobrik is apparently being sued by Jeff Witteck for, wait, let me look at the reason. Oh yeah, almost killing him by whipping him around heavy machinery like a click-clack as if gravity would cease to exist if he needed a good shot. And Jeff Witteck recently made a video telling his side, and it's a matter of fact that this was very close to being a much bigger tragic story. David responded to this situation. Hello, future Carrie here. It occurred to me in editing that I didn't quite say this right. I said David is responding to the situation, but it seems like I'm saying he's responding to Jeff Witteck's video, when in fact Jeff Witteck in his video is responding to the podcast that Jason and David did. I'm going to link everything below, but it's very interesting. He goes over what they're saying. He stops and gives his input. So just to be clear, this was Jeff's response to David's conversation with Jason, where David said that the accident was the worst thing that ever happened to him. We now resume our regularly scheduled programming. A conversation with Jason Nash where he said he feels terrible that he didn't keep Jeff's promise to not tell anyone. I found David Dumb as a Brick's reaction to be very manipulative and very transparent. To me, it was the very definition of a lack of accountability to announce to the world that when Jeff was in the hospital, the first thing he said to David was, "Don't tell anyone it was my idea." Of course, Jeff said this never happened, and I believe him. It sounds ridiculous. The guy got his head bashed in. He wasn't conscious, and the first thing he says happens to exonerate David. If he was conscious, the only thing he might ask David is if he saw the leprechaun that ran out from under the bed and jumped back into the TV. If Jeff Witteck woke up and started slamming the nurse's call button, David would have said that that was a Morse code message. What's that, Jeff? Don't worry, I won't tell anyone you insisted on doing that shot against my advice not to. He's really saying that Jeff's concern was that people would know it was his idea. I'm surprised David Dobrik didn't put a pen in Jeff's mouth and move legal papers around for a signature. Don't you remember, Jeff? You woke up and insisted on signing paperwork that would clear me of all blame. I was against it, but you insisted. Tell us it was your idea without telling us it was your idea, David. Then David said he was just sorry he broke that promise. Oh, what a saint you are. This Jeff guy deserves a proper apology and proper compensation. I only hold out hope for the latter. Well, if you've listened this far, I so appreciate you. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Pick a topic, any drama salad topic. Just throw it out there. I really look forward to engaging with you again. I've missed it, and I will be back again soon. I will be nosying and housefrauing like the wind. See you soon, guys. Hausfrau out.